Well, Allen Eagles football. The games have already started and we're busy moving forward with our football time. So, a lot of families ask me again, how can I go to a football game? It's really crowded. My kid gets overwhelmed. It's late at night. It's all those things that scare me about taking my kiddo. And some of the things I'm going to tell you will apply to any event at any situation. But I really want to talk about the Eagles because they're going to win this year. They didn't last year. They won the 2 years before. So go Eagles. But what I want to talk about is when you go, you want to try to purchase your tickets in advance if you can, so you have some choice of seating. That's the first thing to think about. Doing things last minute is not really a good idea if you have the opportunity and control over the situation. Realizing sometimes people go, hey, I'm not going to be able to go to this game. Do you want my tickets? You don't have a lot of choice. But when you are going to purchase those tickets, maybe you can ask them to get something on the end of the aisle. That's a better spot because it's easy access. Something maybe in the back. Think about where you're sitting. Is it going to be in the sun? Is it going to be in the shade? Those types of things you want to think about. The other thing is parking can be ridiculous at the Allen Eagles Stadium because everybody goes. So I would recommend getting there early. You can kind of make it like a tailgate experience. Go get some dinner, go early, walk around the stadium. I think it's better for our kids if the crowd builds than them walking into a giant crowd. That tends to be where the overstimulation comes from, especially with our kids with auditory processing and sensory overload. So those are a few points to think about. Also, you know what? If your kid's having a hard time, leave at halftime. It's not the end of the world. I know we like to go to the end, but I guess you could listen on the radio and hear the rest of it because I know it's on the radio. So that's another thing to think about. Take a nap if it's going to be a late night. I know that's an old principle we used to use years ago, not even for kids with sensory issues, but just for typically developing kids. If it's going to be a late night, you got smaller kids, give them a nap, let them rest up so they're prepared. Don't have a lot of things planned that next morning when you do that. Make sure you're geared up with, water and some snacks. I know you can't take a lot of things in because of vending, but if you get there early, you can always purchase some vending items so they're available to you. And I would highly recommend talking to the athletics folks where you buy the tickets. They might be sensitive to your situation, be able to help you out a little bit because, we're friendly in Allen and our Eagles are very supportive of all of our kiddos and have done a good job with helping us out with all the events they attend. So those are a few points to think about. Dress friendly for the weather. Bring a jacket, maybe a blanket, something that might be comforting. Also some activities, because remember, you may love the Eagles, but your kiddos don't understand football. So they might be excited for like the first 15 minutes, and then they get bored. So like anything, plan ahead. Spontaneity, if you have spontaneity, then keep a kit in your car of different activities so you can pull those together quickly. But I hope you go, and go Eagles.